Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Birdcraft. Another very beautiful Tuesday morning, and once again we are back with our games. We look at football matches that are going on across the globe, and we make verdicts on each of the matches based on the stats that we have for each of the teams. That's what we do on a daily basis. Okay, and exactly what we're going to do in a short while. All right, and today we have our games already lined up, and also we also have. Remember, we have our games on the VIP as well. You can as well. You know, access the VIP from the description of this very video where you will always find a link that will help you to get access to our VIP games, okay? And, hopefully today we are going to have a very, very good outing. And do not joke with this very one side because it is quite well looked into. So we start today's football predictions with a game in the Switzerland Premier League, Super League, rather, where we'll have Grasshoppers who will be up against a Young Boys. And we'll look at the stats for the sides. You could see for Grasshoppers having 3 wins and 3 losses, while the away side, Young Boys, on the other hand, have had 4 wins and 2 losses out of the last 6 games. Okay, and when you look at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, you can see Grasshoppers, the home side, winning 5 matches in the last 10 home games. They also had 2 draws as well as 3 losses. And for the away side, Young Boys, will see 5 wins as well and 1 draw and also 4 losses. All right, and then when you look closely, you see the score line. For most of the matches for Grasshoppers have produced over 2.5. In the last 10 home matches that they had, they produced over 2.5 on 7 occasions. And Young Boys, on the other hand, the last 10 away games they had also produced over 2.5 on 6 occasions out of 10. And hence the reason we even though the last time they met was just a 1-0 victory for Young Boys on another occasion, but we are going to expect to see lots of goals in this one. Okay, haven't seen them, producing goals in recent matches. So we are going with a minimum of 3 goals occur in this very encounter. So another 2.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter. Okay. All right. On to the next game we have for you today is in the Denmark at Cup. It's called Denmark Pokalin. All right. We'll have Mighty Land coming up against our Silkeborg. All right, and we'll see Mighty Land, very good side in the Danish league. You see 5 wins for them in the last 6 matches, as well as 1 draw. And Silkeborg, on the other hand, having 3 victories and 2 draws, as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games for them. And when you look at the performances from home and away perspective, Mightyland have got 8 wins and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. This is a side that does so very well, when they're playing from home, you know. And for the Silkeborg, their away side, we saw 5 victories and 2 draws and 3 losses in the last 10 away matches. All right, when you look at the goals that occur in most in the matches for the home and the away side, you can see that for Mightyland in the last 10 home games, they've been able to, the scoreline have produced 2.5 in 6 times out of the last 10. And for the away side, Silkeborg, and the last 10 away matches they had 9 over 2.5 games, games that produce triple games 9 times out of 10 from away. That's to say, Silkeborg's match is always over 2.5. So in this very encounter, we are going to expect to see a lot of goals also in this one. So we are going with a minimum of 3 goals to occur in this very encounter, even though the home side is strongly believed to do very well here. We are going to expect to see a minimum of 3 goals in this one. Over 2.5, that's over there for that very encounter. All right, the next for today is also in the Danish Cup, and we have Norland who will be facing Brondby. And looking at the results for these two sides in recent games, you can see 3 victories and 3 losses for Norland, the home side, and Brondby on the other hand have had 4 victories and a draw, as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games for their away side. Brondby is also a very, very good side, based on recent results that they had. All right, when you take a look at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, you can see for the home side, Norland, the last 10 home matches for them produced lost 6 wins, 1 draw, as well as 3 losses. 6 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses in the last 10 home matches for Norland. And then we look at the away side. On the other hand, Brondby have 5 wins from the last 10 away games. They also had 2 draws as well as 3 losses in the last 10 away matches. Okay, you know, you know, actually most of the matches that they had produced a little bit of goals for Brondby. In recent games, you could see them doing so very well against Odense. And in the last match, we saw them beating Odense by 4 goals to 1. That's a side that actually does very well in recent time. So here we are going with you know either side winning and over 1.5. Also noting the fact that Norland is also a very strong side, so we expect to see either side winning, and over 1.5. So 12 and over 1. That's our value for that very game. All right. Lastly, we have a game in the Belgium Cup. We have RFC Seraing will be facing OH Leuven in the Belgium Cup. All right, and we'll look at the recent games for these two sides. Seraing have had 3 draws and 3 losses in the last 6 matches, and for Leuven on the other hand, they also had 2 draws as well as 4 losses. These are two teams who have not been faring well in most of the games in recent times. But bear it in mind that Seraing is actually in the lower division, while Leuven is actually a top flight side in Belgium League. And when you look at how these two sides fared in recent games from home and away perspective, you could see for the home side, Seraing in the last 10 home matches they have so far, they've been able to win just 1 match and they've had 2 draws, but have lost 7 matches out of the last 10 home games. This is a side that's been very, very poor in the recent games that they had from home. And for the away side, Leuven, the last 10 away matches that they had so far produced 2 wins for them and as well as 2 draws. And we also saw 6 losses for the away side, and and when we look at how they fared the last time they met, it was OH Leuven who actually won. That was last year. You know, OH Leuven won on that very occasion by 2 goals to 0 against this very side. And when we put all the results together, we could see that the best possible result outcome for this very game would be the away side OH Leuven to either win or draw and under 4.5, because we saw that most of the matches that they had have not been producing goals. So away win or draw and under 4.5, that's our value for that very encounter. And that concludes it for us today on Betcraft. I wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Remember to play responsibly, as these are football matches, sometimes may not always be what was presented, having put into accounts the fact that you know, some other factors might affect the game. Something like red card and other things. With that said, we know that other games that we have for you will be on our VIP special group. Do endeavor to join. You can always find the link in the description of this very video. But tomorrow is another day. We'll be back. Until tomorrow, keep running.